My name is Elaine. I work at City of Hope.
And I'm Yahsika. I work at City of Hope.
We're going to talk today about preparing for your colonoscopy. It's an easy informational guide to help prepare you for your colon screening. Let's get started. Okay. All right. We're going to start with what is a colonoscopy? Colonoscopy is a test that allows a doctor to examine the inside of your colon using a flexible scope that has a light and a camera on the end. It may be used to help find ulcers, polyps, inflammation, or bleeding. It can also be used to obtain biopsies and to remove precancerous growths that are in the colon. Why is having a colonoscopy so important? Well, colorectal cancer is the second leading cause of cancer deaths in the U.S. However, if we can catch it early, it can be prevented. So who needs a colonoscopy? Anyone aged 45 or older who are at average risk should be screened for colorectal cancer. African Americans and those who have a strong family history should have their colonoscopies done sooner and should check with their physician as to when they need to have it done. Some of the statistics with, we're talking about the prep now with cleaning out. If you come and if you don't clean your bowel out well, that means doctor won't be able to get a good look. 24% of all preps that are taken are poor. 20% of those who have poor preps have to come back and have a repeat exam. So that's why it's so important to get cleaned out initially when you come here to have your screening. 42% of all repeat exams, we find adenomas, polyps that were missed in the first exam because of the stool and stuff that's still in the colon. So, and of those, 27% of those polyps that are missed are actually cancerous polyps. So very important to clean your colon out well. If you have a poor prep, I said you can't see the polyps, and small ones that doctor can find early will be missed. So we're going to talk about the prep, and Yahsika is going to talk to you about some of the things you need to do to prepare for your colonoscopy.
Hello. Okay, so there are many things you can do that we incorporate in our bowel prep, and you will actually be talking to myself or the other nurse. Her name is Cammie, and we'll be messaging you and letting you know via email or phone call on what you need to do. We do have a pre-colonoscopy diet, which consists of avoiding high fiber foods, mainly fruits, vegetables, nuts, and seeds 4 days prior to the colonoscopy. Medications that you want to avoid are iron, multivitamins, blood thinners, and herbs 5 days prior to the procedure. What you can have prior to the procedure are all the good things. Protein foods, eggs, cheese, bacon, sausage, ham, chicken, fish, and eggs. Oh, I said eggs already. Those are the things that you can have prior to the colonoscopy. I know that it sounds a little funny, but we do encourage you to eat, and we do go over everything in the bowel prep that we send you. But you do want to eat the day before the procedure. You'll be eating those foods, and then literally you'll be prepping the next day for your procedure. Again, like Elaine said, you want to make sure that you do follow this particular diet prior to the colonoscopy so you can be successful and your colon can be completely cleaned out.
Okay. One of the things that when you come here, after you've taken your prep and you come to pre-op, one of the first questions we ask is, how did the prep go? We need to know a couple things. One, were you able to complete and drink the entire prep? If you had any issues with nausea and you drank some but you threw up part of it, you may not be cleaned out, so we need to know that. It's important the last time that you went to the bathroom, you need to make sure you look. You'd be surprised how many people don't look at it, but look at in the toilet and see if you can see through to the bottom. If it's clear yellow and you can see the bottom of the toilet, then you're all set and it's good. If it's still of a kind of like a milkshake or, as I say, chunky soup consistency, it's not cleaned out no matter how small amount it is. Anything in there, there's more up in there. So you need to make sure it's clear yellow. You'd be able to see through it. So those are one of the most important things, because you'll either have to come back and have another one done again, or you'll have a colonoscopy that really won't be at its best because doctor won't be able to see everything that he needs to see.
And you definitely don't want to have to drink that bowel prep again if you're not completely cleaned out.
Correct. One of the other things I want to say, so before you start your prep, I want you to get out, make sure you have some wet wipes and some Vaseline or something for your bottom. And I encourage people to put this on your bottom before you get started, because once you take the prep and you start going, you'd be surprised how quickly your bottom feels excoriated from the stool that's coming out so quickly. So prepare ahead of time before you get any irritation to the skin. Okay.
We also will go over, last but not least, your colonoscopy checklist. So these are the things that you want to make sure that you will follow, and we will go over all of this with you when we go over the education. But some of the things that we recommend you do is make sure that you have the date of your colonoscopy and the education, as well as purchasing your bowel prep, making sure that you follow the instructions with the medications that you need to avoid, and eliminate all fiber prior to your diet or prior to your colonoscopy 5 days before. And then you'll be on the full liquid diet the day before the procedure. And then you're going to start a 2-split bowel prep process, 2-day split bowel prep process prior to the colonoscopy, which myself or Cammie, the other nurse, will go over all that education with you prior to your colonoscopy.
And one of the things I do encourage is that the information, education that Yahsika and Cammie send to you, make sure you read it ahead of time, like a week before, because some people make the mistake of not reading it till the day before and realize,
Yes.
oh, I should have started this yesterday as far as altering my diet and stuff. So make sure you go over all your instructions a few days beforehand so that you can be all set and organized with your preparation. And I think that's about
it. We want you to succeed, so please, please, please follow the instructions, and we look forward to seeing you for your next colonoscopy.